Hello and welcome to Daily Speak English.
You planned the perfect trip. You booked your flight, packed your bags, and you're finally at the airport. Then the announcement comes over the speakers and you understand absolutely nothing. The gate changed, your flight is delayed, and you have no idea what is happening. Today, we make sure this never happens to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy.
And I'm Jack.
Today we're covering one of the most requested topics on this channel, English for travel. We're going to walk you through every situation you might face on a trip, from the moment you arrive at the airport to checking into your hotel and everything in between.
Whether you have a big international trip coming up or you're just dreaming about traveling someday, this video will give you the confidence and the exact phrases you need to handle any travel situation in English.
By the end of this video, you'll be able to check in for your flight, get through security, find your gate, check into your hotel, and even handle unexpected problems like delays or lost luggage. All in confident, natural English.
If you've ever felt nervous about traveling because of the language barrier, or if you've had an awkward moment at an airport where you didn't know what to say, subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
Let's get you ready for your best trip ever.
Lucy, I need to tell you about the most stressful travel experience of my life. And honestly, it was entirely because of a language misunderstanding.
Oh no, where were you?
Tokyo, my first solo trip to Japan, about 4 years ago. I was so excited. I'd saved up for months, planned every detail, but at the airport check-in desk, the agent asked me something I didn't catch, and I just nodded and said yes.
What had she asked?
She had asked if I wanted a window or aisle seat. I said yes, thinking she was asking if everything was okay. So she assigned me a middle seat for a 12-hour flight. 12 hours between two strangers when I could have had the window.
Oh, Jack, that's such a painful story. 12 hours in a middle seat.
My back is still recovering. And the worst part was, I knew the words window seat and aisle seat. I'd just never practiced listening for them in a real airport environment. The background noise, the accent, the speed of the conversation all threw me off completely.
This is exactly why practicing these specific travel phrases matters so much. You might know the vocabulary in theory, but using it in a real, slightly stressful situation is completely different.
So today, we're going to practice everything together. Real phrases, real conversations, so that when you're actually at the airport, your brain already knows what to do.
Let's start at the very beginning. You arrive at the airport and you need to check in. This is where most travel conversations begin.
At the check-in counter, the agent will usually start the conversation. They might say, "Good morning. Can I see your passport and booking confirmation, please?"
So have those ready. Don't be scrambling through your bag while people are waiting. And when they ask, you simply hand them over and say, "Here you are." Or, "Of course, here's my passport."
Then comes the question I got wrong. Would you prefer a window or an aisle seat?
Window seat means you sit next to the window. Beautiful views, something to lean against for sleeping, but you have to climb over people to get to the bathroom.
Aisle seat means you're next to the corridor. Easy bathroom access, easy to get up and stretch, but people might bump into you as they walk past.
So practice saying clearly, "A window seat, please," or "I'd prefer an aisle seat if possible."
Another common check-in question is, are you checking any bags or is this carry-on only?
Checking bags means your luggage goes in the hold of the plane, under the aircraft. Carry-on means your bag comes into the cabin with you.
If you have bags to check, you say, "I have one bag to check, please," and they'll weigh it and attach a label.
If your bag is overweight, they might say, "I'm afraid your bag exceeds the weight limit. It's 24 kilograms, but the limit is 23. In that case, you can ask, "Is there an additional fee?" Or, "Can I move some items to my carry-on?"
At the end of check-in, they'll give you your boarding pass and say, "Your gate is B14 and boarding begins at 2:45. Have a great flight."
Boarding means when passengers start getting on the plane. Make sure you know your gate number and boarding time before you walk away from the desk.
A great phrase to use if you miss any information is, "I'm sorry. Could you repeat the gate number, please? Airports are noisy. It's completely normal to ask for repetition.
Now, let's talk about security. This is often the most stressful part of the airport for travelers.
The security process is quite similar in most international airports. You'll put your belongings through the X-ray machine and walk through a scanner yourself.
The security staff might say things like, "Please remove your shoes, take your laptop out of your bag and place it in a separate tray," or "Please place all liquids in a clear plastic bag."
Key vocabulary here. Tray is the plastic container you put your things in. Belt is the moving surface that carries the trays through the machine. Scanner is the machine you walk through.
If the alarm goes off when you walk through, don't panic. Just stay calm. The officer might say, "Could you step to the side, please?" Or, "Do you have anything metal on you?"
Check your pockets. Sometimes it's just a forgotten coin or a belt buckle.
You might also be asked, "Is this your bag?" Or, "Did you pack this bag yourself?" These are standard security questions. Just answer calmly and honestly.
Now you're through security. Time to find your gate. Airports can be enormous and confusing, so knowing how to ask for help is essential.
You can approach any airport staff member and say, "Excuse me, could you tell me where gate B14 is, please?" Or, "I'm looking for the international departures. Could you point me in the right direction?"
They might give you directions like, go straight ahead, then take the escalator up to level 2. Gate B14 will be on your left. Listen for the key words: straight, left, right, up, down, follow the signs.
And follow the overhead signs. Airports design their signage to be very clear. Look for your gate number and follow the arrows.
At the gate, listen carefully to the announcements. You might hear something like, "This is a boarding announcement for Flight BA 247 to London Heathrow. We would like to invite passengers requiring special assistance to board at this time."
They board in groups or zones. You might hear, "We are now boarding rows 20 through 40, or "Business class passengers may now board."
When it's your turn, approach the gate agent, hand over your boarding pass and passport, and they'll scan your pass and say, "Enjoy your flight." Simple.
But what if something goes wrong? What if your flight is delayed or even canceled? This is where you really need to know what to say.
If you see delayed next to your flight on the board, approach the gate staff or the airline desk and say, "Excuse me, my flight to Paris has been delayed. Can you tell me the new departure time, please?"
They might say, "Your flight has been delayed by 2 hours due to technical issues. The new departure time is 6:30 p.m. We apologize for the inconvenience."
If the delay is long, you might be entitled to a meal voucher. You can ask, "Is any compensation available for passengers during this delay?"
If your flight is canceled entirely, this is more serious. Stay calm and say, "My flight has been canceled. What are my options, please?" Or, "Can you rebook me on the next available flight to Paris?"
Keep your booking confirmation and passport ready. Airlines are obligated to help you in this situation. Be polite but firm.
Now let's fast forward. You've landed safely and you need to get through arrivals. Welcome to your destination.
First stop is passport control or immigration. An officer will check your passport and might ask you a few simple questions.
Common questions include, "What is the purpose of your visit?" You might answer, "Tourism," or "I'm here for a holiday," or "I'm attending a conference."
How long are you planning to stay? You might say 2 weeks or just for the weekend.
Where will you be staying? You can answer, "I'm staying at the Grand Hotel in the city center," or "I'll be staying with friends."
These questions are routine. Answer clearly and confidently. Don't over-explain or provide information you weren't asked for. Note:
After passport control, you collect your checked bags at the baggage carousel. Look for the screen that shows which carousel your flight's bags are coming from.
but what if your bag doesn't arrive? This unfortunately does happen sometimes. Go to the airline's baggage desk and say, "Excuse me, My bag hasn't arrived. My flight was BA 247 from London.
They'll ask you to fill in a lost baggage report, and they'll say, "We'll track your bag and deliver it to your hotel as soon as it arrives. We apologize for the inconvenience."
Make sure you give them your hotel address and your contact number. And keep your baggage receipt, that small sticker they put on your boarding pass at check-in.
Now you're out of the airport and heading to your hotel. Let's practice checking in.
At the hotel reception, you'll say, "Hi, I have a reservation under the name Jack Williams, please."
The receptionist might say, "Welcome, Mr. Williams. Could I see your passport and a credit card, please?" Hand them over and they'll process your check-in.
They'll then give you your room key and explain things like, breakfast is served from 7 to 10 a.m. in the restaurant on the ground floor. Checkout time is 11 a.m. The Wi-Fi password is on this card. Is there anything else you need?
A great phrase to use here is, "Could you recommend a good local restaurant nearby?" Hotel receptionists are usually very knowledgeable and love to give recommendations.
What if there's a problem with your room? Maybe it's too noisy, or the air conditioning isn't working, or the shower isn't hot. Go back to reception and say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a small problem with my room."
Be specific. The air conditioning doesn't seem to be working, or there's quite a lot of noise from the street. Would it be possible to change to a quieter room?
Most hotels will do their best to help you. Being polite and specific always gets better results than being vague or frustrated.
Now let's talk about some general travel phrases that are useful in many different situations.
When you need help finding something, "Excuse me, could you point me toward the nearest subway station?" Or, "Is there a pharmacy nearby?"
When you don't understand something, "I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it more slowly, please?" Or, "Could you write that down for me?"
When you need to pay, "How much is this, please?" And, "Do you accept credit cards?" Or, "Could I have the bill, please?" In a restaurant.
When something goes wrong, "I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding," or "I think there might be a mistake with my order."
And one of the most useful phrases in any travel situation, "Could you help me, please? I'm a little lost." Most people around the world are incredibly kind and happy to help a traveler.
Now it's time for our question of the day.
We have 2 questions.
First, have you ever had a confusing or funny moment while traveling because of a language misunderstanding? Tell us your story in the comments.
Second, where is your dream travel destination? Write it in the comments and tell us one English phrase you'd need to know for that trip.
And here's your 7-day challenge.
Every day this week, practice one travel conversation out loud. Day 1 is check-in, Day 2 is security, Day 3 is asking for directions in the airport, Day 4 is handling a delay. Day 5 is immigration questions. Day 6 is hotel check-in. Day 7 is asking for help in an unfamiliar city.
Say these conversations out loud, even if it feels silly. Imagine you're really there. The more realistic your practice, the more prepared you'll be for the real thing.
Travel is one of the most incredible things you can do in life. And speaking English opens up the entire world to you.
Every country has airports, hotels, and helpful people. And in almost every corner of the world, English is the bridge that connects you to all of them.
If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Daily Speak English.
We create videos every week to help you use English confidently in real-life situations.
Share this with someone who has a trip coming up and needs a little language confidence boost.
Thank you so much for watching.
The world is waiting for you, and now you have the words to explore it.
We'll see you in the next video.
Until then, safe travels and keep speaking English.
See you soon.
Goodbye, everyone.